Hello, everybody. No one's here yet, obviously, because I just started. But I have my first market. Oh my goodness, my bag fell. I have my first market in 1 week. So I am doing some market prep. And as always, finding the end of the yarn is always such a struggle. Um, I have not been able to find consistent work here. So I decided to look for some markets, and I have been accepted to 4 of them already. So I'm very happy about that. Also found the end. um, Yesterday I made 5 chicken bodies. I don't know how long I'm going to be live on here, but oops, I keep dropping things. I don't know how long I'm going to be live on here, so I don't know how many I'll make. But I'm thinking maybe 30 minutes, depending on how many people join. I think usually it takes me maybe 20, 25 minutes to make one of these bodies. Yeah, I'm thinking about making some chickens, axolotls. I made this dragon. He is so cute. I think this is my my favorite thing that I've ever made. I'm so sorry for that noise. My crochet hook scratched the window. Um, I don't really know. I would really like to make some kiwi birds. Also, this is pattern I think is by Lemon Cat Crochet on Etsy. Yep. And I would really like to make some kiwi birds because I'm in New Zealand and that's like a native bird here. It might even be their like national bird. I'm not quite sure. But it is very popular. They are an endangered species, and I really want to have a career in wildlife conservation, and I really want to work with the kiwi birds. I think that would be so fun. But I don't really know how to get started. The only place really in my area right now is the zoo. Um, and I think they're very particular about their volunteers. You need a lot of animal experience. So I'm thinking right now what it looks like is my only option is like the what is it called? The shelter, the animal shelter. Um, which I would still like to do. I miss being around animals. I had a dog and a cat at home, and I really miss them. Um, but yeah, that's. We also just moved this week again to a little bit north of where we were staying. We're still kind of in Auckland, but it's not really the city. We're very close to the beach, which is exciting. I mean, we were close to the water before because, we're on an island, but it wasn't really like a beach. It was more like a harbor. But here there's actual beaches, like 3 beaches around us. So that's really exciting. Um, yeah. Let me think of some other things I want to crochet. I think I made a list, but I don't know where that list is. Um, I thought about goblins, but I don't know. I think I should make some more small things. Um, I'm thinking about mushrooms. I like mushrooms, so I might make some more of those. And then some squids and octopi, which those always the octopi especially always sell really well because they're one of my cheaper items. And the axolotls also sell really well. I thought about making bees, but I had a budget to keep for yarn, and so I did not get any yellow yarn. But I'm realizing I need yellow yarn for the chickens now, so I'm gonna have to go find some yellow yarn. Yeah. Whenever anyone's watching, even if even if it's after the live, always feel free to ask questions. I will answer any questions that you have. I have gotten some questions about advice for beginner crocheters, but I don't really know what advice to give unless you have like certain questions. Um, so my advice really would just be keep practicing. I know that's you would like something more specific, but I kind of need questions for that. And I would say if you're doing amigurumi for the hook size down a couple sizes. I think I missed. I think I skipped something because I was talking. But size down a couple hook sizes because if you're having like giant holes, that's probably the reason is your tension. So if you're having big gaps in your work, it could either be that or you just need to practice more. But try going down a hook size or two until it gets to like the gauge that you like the tightness. And what else was I going to say? Oh, you'll know it's too tight if you're like really struggling. I know your wrist might get sore anyway, but if you're struggling to make a stitch, then you might need to size up. So when I say struggling, I mean like physically struggling and like there's a lot of tension. Because I was doing that with these, I sized my hook was still too small. And so wait, did I say that backwards? Size up. Size up if the tension is too tight. Yes, that is correct. But yeah, I started out with a size when I was trying to test the sizes. I started out with an H, which I think is a 5mm, and it was just too tight. So I sized up to a 5.5mm, which is an I. And it was the perfect tension and size. Hello, I see that I have my first viewer. Let me know where you're viewing from and if you have any questions. All right, so let me recount this to make sure I did it right because I'm not used to talking while I crochet. 10. Okay, something is way off. I should have 28 stitches and I only have 25. Oh man. I forgot to put this to mark where I started this. Okay, let me look. Okay, so if this happens and you need to unravel and you took out your stitch marker, you can look and see like if you're in an increasing pattern, you can see, oh, I did 2 stitches and then an increase. And you can do that until that pattern changes, and that's how you know you're on the previous round. Or you can just count. I'm going to do both. So that is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm just going to add in an extra increase because it's supposed to be 21. All right. Now we're fixed. All right. Let's see. I don't really know what else to talk about because I don't have anyone watching. But to make it interesting for the people that watch after, I will think of something to say. So I do get asked sometimes where to find markets. And usually what I do is I go to Instagram and I look up. So I'm in near Auckland. So I'd look up Auckland markets and I would go through the posts for that. Sometimes the posts are old though, so you kind of have to do some digging and go searching on their website and see if they're still doing the markets. Um, I also go to Facebook and go to events and look up markets or craft fairs. I hope the wind is fine. I don't know if that's going to interfere with the audio. Um, and then I also just Google. Google works too. So that's how I find it. And it's on Facebook. Usually I either message them or if I have an email, I'll email them. And on Instagram, usually they have like a link or something. It's the pattern I've noticed. So that's my advice for finding markets. If pricing is another thing that I used to struggle with and still do now that I'm in another country, I don't know really how to price my items. And so my advice is just to first like look at online, like on Etsy or something, at what other people are charging, or even go to a craft fair in your area and look at what people are charging and kind of use that average as a basis. Um, once you're a like once once you're very more skilled and experienced in crocheting, then you can time yourself. And I mean, you still can if you're new, but time yourself and give yourself an hourly wage. I've heard some people say go with minimum wage, but minimum wage in Tennessee is $7.25. And everyone was telling me that I was underselling myself. So find what you think works for you. If you don't know, maybe ask someone or ask people how much they would pay for your product. It's not always going to be the best way to find the price or the most accurate because people might not appreciate the art or really understand how much time it takes. So when you ask people, make sure you tell them the time it took you. And yeah, it's my advice for that. I always, when I'm crocheting something new, I always look on Etsy and see what other people are pricing their items at. And I'm going to count again. I don't usually count this much when I'm actually crocheting the chickens, at least, because the pattern is so simple, but I'm also talking a lot. So I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okie doke. All right, so now I have one more round for the base. Also, if you look up, if you're wanting the pattern for this, I'll link it at the end. But if you're looking for the pattern, it is on YouTube, and it is, I think it's like Hobby or Hobie. That's the channel name, something like that, and it's Crochet Chickens. So if you look up Crochet Chickens, Hobbi, I think that's what it is. Let me look. Yeah, it's Hobby or Hobie Crochet, Hobbi Crochet. And they have a few different crochet videos for chickens and other things. And they have like different sizes. But really, mine's a little bit different than theirs because I wanted mine a certain size. So it starts off with 7 in a magic circle, and then you keep increasing until you get the base as big as you want it. I do 5 rounds, so my last round will have 35. Is that correct? 7 times 5? 35 stitches. And then I just do continuous rounds. Then after you're done with the base, you want to crochet in the back stitch only, and that's what's going to make it be able to sit up like this. So this is the base, and then I don't know if you can see, but I crocheted in the next round. I just did 35 because that's how big my base was. And in the outside stitch, the back stitch only. And then after that, just crochet as normal until it's as tall as you want it to be. And I think mine, I do 10 rounds, including the back loop. I've been saying back stitch. I meant back loop. I have been talking for 16 minutes. Okay, usually I'd be a lot further along than this, but I am practicing talking and crocheting at the same time, and this is really the only project I can do it on because it's my most simple thing. So, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know where you're viewing from. I am currently in New Zealand. I just moved here about 2 months ago, and I've already moved 3 times. So I'm in an Airbnb right now, and it's the 3rd place I've stayed here. And then we're also planning on going back to Sydney and visiting Hayden's family there. Hayden is my husband, if you don't know, and he is here with me in New Zealand as well. So I'm excited to go to Sydney, and what I'm really excited about is they have a firework display, and I watched it online last year, and it was super cool, and I'm really excited for that. They have that for New Year's. And I'm also excited to see what Christmas things they have here in Auckland and also in Sydney. This is another question I have. When do you celebrate Christmas? When do you start celebrating? Because not the actual day, but the season. Because I always did, the rule in my house was we celebrate like the day of Thanksgiving. So we put up the tree so that we'll have like a decoration. I guess that's what my mom did. We'd put up the tree. I think we'd put up the tree that night, maybe, or the next day, and we would also listen to Christmas music while we were cooking for the day. And so that has always been my rule: is the day after Thanksgiving, or sometimes the day of. It depends. But Thanksgiving is an American holiday, so it's not celebrated in New Zealand or in Australia or anywhere else besides the United States. So I'm trying to figure out when I should start celebrating Thanksgiving. I mean, not Thanksgiving, Christmas, since there's no Thanksgiving here. And it's not like I can just keep doing fall activities because it's spring here, since the seasons are opposite. So yeah, I don't know. Give me your advice. If you're from New Zealand or Australia or anywhere else in the world that's not the United States, even if you are, you can put your input. But when do you start celebrating Christmas, the Christmas season? Yeah. I think Hayden does. I know we're in the same household and we're married, but he is more strict on it. He's December 1st. I'm like, I cannot wait that long. But I guess it doesn't actually really matter. But yeah, let me know. Okay, so now it should be easy because I just have one stitch. Like there's no pattern. It's just continuous crocheting, one single crochet in each stitch around. So now we're at the easy part. I would really love to make more dragons, maybe some smaller ones. I saw a smaller crochet dragon pattern, but I just bought 2 patterns and I don't want to buy more, so I'll wait maybe until my first market is done and see kind of what sold from there and maybe think about adding more. But yeah, hello, I see I have another viewer. Let me know where you're watching from. And I was talking about Christmas. So when do you start celebrating Christmas if you celebrate Christmas? Um yeah. So I might just end it here because I've only had a few viewers off and on, and I am running out of things to talk about. So thank you for watching. I know I did not get very much done, but I hope you at least enjoyed something or gained some kind of value from this. But also let me know when would be a good time for me to go live because I'm still trying to figure that out, especially since everyone has different time zones and things. So, yeah, let me know and also let me know the time zone so I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Bye.